welcome back to my channel. So today I have a little bit of a different sort of video. I haven't done this sort of thing before, but I was thinking the other day about sort of what colours I'm feeling at the moment, and I thought it might be nice to do a little sort of a November transitions video to share with you. My thoughts are from moving from autumn through into sort of like Christmas and winter. Obviously some of you might still be feeling the autumn shades, but I'm sort of ready to get into those more wintry Christmassy polishes. So I've chosen a few. These aren't, necessarily what you would have to wear. These are just my ideas on how I feel like a transition would go. So I've got a few Krellies, I've got some sparkle, I've got some magnetics, and I've got some sort of cream style-ish polishes. So let's have a look. Okay, so first up we've got the Krellies, or a couple aren't sort of Krellies. I'll put those to one side, we'll do those after. So I've got 4 here that I've picked out. If I've got swatches of these, I will put them on the screen. They could be old swatches, newer swatches, so I don't know what my nail shape and length would be like, but I will put swatches on if I've got them. So this first one is from Glam Polish and it's called Eragon, and it's a gorgeous polish. It's a grey, sort of a grey blue base, and it's got these bronze to red sort of glitters in there. I feel like this is a really good one, because if you're starting to want to sway away from the sort of browns and things, then this gives you a different colour, but it's also got that warmth in there. And I think this sort of time of year you still need the autumn warmth as well as a bit of something extra. I did put this is a hollow tacker on my nails, which I'll talk about next month, but I put this on thinking about a transition, but actually I feel like this is definitely more of a wintry shade. Even though it's a beautiful one, I think I would enjoy it even more in the winter. But yeah, so this one, like I say, is called Eragon, and just a beautiful polish, which I think would be great for transitioning. Then we have a Native War Paints. Not everybody's favourite brand, I know, but I do love my Native War Paints polishes. They are all stunning and apply really well. This one is called Halloween Queen, and this was from Polish Pickup in 2020, so quite a while ago. This one's sort of, you've still got the Halloween vibes going on in this, so you've got your greens, your orange and your blacks. So this would be probably a good one for just after Halloween, going into the beginning of November. I just really love this one, and it does give off a few sort of the grey base gives off a little bit of a different vibe. Oh look, I think there might be some like purple in there as well, actually. I just love this polish, and I just thought this is probably a good one to finish off your Halloween season with. So that's Native War Paints Halloween Queen. I've then got 2 from Moonshine Money. This first one is called Take Nothing for Granite, and this is from January 2021 Polish Pickup. This one is a more of a paler base. It's not quite a white and it's not quite a grey, it's sort of in between the two, but we're getting to see those glitters there. They've still got the autumn feel, but they've sort of got that Christmassy feel about them. So this one I just felt would be a very good style for transitioning through to November. In fact, I probably haven't worn this in a very long time, and looking at all these polishes now, I'm just like, I just want to wear them all. So I don't know, maybe some Skittles mayonnaise or something. So that's Take Nothing for Granite from Moonshine Money, and like I say, just another one that I thought would be really good as a transitional polish. And then the other Moonshine Money is called Stormy Sweater Weather. This was a Swatch Fest exclusive. This is a more of a grade purple base, and it's got your purples and your teals. I feel like this is sort of going from autumn to winter. It's still got the sort of the purple base. I think is definitely one you could get away with in the autumn, and it's sort of at the same time it's leaning towards the colder weather. So I just felt this was a really, really good one too, and it's absolutely stunning polish again. So that was Stormy Sweater Weather from Moonshine Money. So those four are sort of my ideas on Crellies, on sort of the colour mixes and things that you might want to look for, or the base colours. And whether you've got similar but in sort of switched around colours, it may possibly be these are obviously just what's in my collection. We think these next two are sort of indie polishes, but they're similar but a little bit different, but I did want to pop them in. So first up, we've got one from a brand called Trio, and this was another polish pickup one, January 21, and this is called Cal Copyright, is that right? This is like a metallic silver base, but it's got a mixture of these warm coloured shards throughout there. This one's more purples and greens, but they are like kind of duochromy, so they do change a little bit in the light. And the other one is this one from Tonic Polish, called Verklempt, which I really love this polish. And again, it's the same sort of, it's a very similar idea. This one's slightly darker base, and the shards are a little bit different in shape, a little bit more squared and maybe a bit tinier. But I just thought these two would be really fun. And if you just wanted something a little bit more interesting for that transition over from Halloween or from October to November. Then we have some sort of glittered polishes, I should say. First up is one that I have worn already and will be in my next month video. This is called Silent Library, and it's from Holo Taco. You can't tell, but this is like a midnight blue base with these glitters in, and this was a really lovely one that I wore to finish off sort of moving from October to November. It's got that the dark nights are drawing in vibe to it. Yeah, so that was a really nice one. Then we have one from W7, which I have mentioned these lots of times. If you're in the UK and you're on a budget at the moment, but you fancy some new polish for this time of year, definitely go and check out W7 where you can. I haven't had any problems really with any of these polishes, she says, as the label falls off. This is obviously quite an old one. This one is called Cosmic Black, but that label's like, that's really old. I think I got this one in actual fact from a car boot as well, or like some sort of discount place. But it's again, it's like this sort of dark base with this silver, you know, the dark nights are drawing in, but you don't want anything that's too sort of dark on its own, and the silver just brightens it up a little bit and makes it that little bit more interesting. Then we have a China Glaze. This is, I mean, whether it is or not still, I don't know, but this was quite a popular one at the time, and this is called I Still Believe. It's a grey, and it's kind of got a little hint of green in there, I feel, but it's got the sparkle in it, and I feel that this sparkle with these sort of autumnal colours, the bases, just brings you over into the more wintry, sparkly Christmas vibes. So I thought that would be a really nice one. Again, another one I haven't worn for quite a while, and now I'm looking at it thinking, oh, I really want to wear that one. And then we've got this other China Glaze, which is called Since 1969, another one of my favourite China Glazes. Super sparkly. This is more of a blue-grey base, but again, it's definitely something I would wear at this sort of time of year. And this one, as you can see, is a Sesame Street one as well, which is a bonus. So absolutely stunning polish. Even if you don't wear it this time of year, this is just, yeah, I cannot describe how gorgeous this polish is. So that was Since 1969 from China Glaze. Okay, next up I chose some magnetics because I think this is such a nice effect. We've got this one from Cadillaca, which I have worn, and I can't remember if this was one that I struggled because my magnet wasn't working. I don't think I shook it up very well, but I will pop the swatches in. This is called Try to Hide the Pain, and this is more of a blue, but it's got that green in it, that little bit of, you know, that little bit of green warmth to it, which draws together when you do add the magnet. Let me see if I can get it to do it in the bottle. So there you can see it a bit more there. It's sort of dragging that green in there. So that one was called Try to Hide the Pain. Then I have 3 Sally Hansen magnetics because most of my magnetics are this collection. We have 3 different shades, which I think all will be perfectly acceptable to move over from October to November. First up, we have this one called Purple Magnitude. I don't know if these are still available, but I presume a lot of people got these when they were available in like the pound shop and stuff. This one's more of a purpley base, but I feel it's got that autumn, it's that autumn purple. So I thought this would be a lovely one. We have this one, which is called Silver Elements, but it's, although it says silver, I feel like it's quite a dull silver, and again leans towards those browns and greens. And then the third one that I picked out is called Atomic Alloy. I'm not sure if this has changed colour. It looks a bit, it's got a bit of ugly bottle syndrome, but I feel like it would be a sort of silvery bronze. I have tried shaking it a bit, so that might be one that I have to have a go and see if it's still okay. But I think those 3 sort of out of all of the magnetics that I've got, I think those 3 shades are really good for a transition over. And then last but not least, we've got some creams. So first up, we've got this one from Essie. This one is called Cashmere Bathrobe, and it's this beautiful grey. This one has got a very subtle shimmer through it, or like a bit of, it's not even glitter. It is literally just like a sort of shimmer through it. I don't know if you can catch that in the light, but this is sort of like your warmer grey. I think for this time of year, the warmer greys are better. I personally would move on to cooler greys during sort of going over to January. So maybe I'll do a transition video for them. Just let me know if you like this sort of idea for videos. Yeah, so this one's a warmer sort of grey. And again, that's called Cashmere Bathrobe. I've got Sister Chic. This is more of a metallic. It's I Want a Platinum Mine, and this was a popular one when they came out. And again, it's this sort of warmer grey, but it's got a bluey green sort of hue to it there, and just something really pretty. You could obviously pair this with something else. You could do an accent nail, or you could add a glitter. That one, so that's I Want a Platinum Mine. Obviously you wouldn't be able to get this particular polish, but I just wanted to sort of give colour ideas more than anything. I've got this Michael Kors polish. This one is called Ocean, and this one is more of the bluey grey with a little bit of shimmer through it. This one's actually quite a subtle polish when it's on the nails. It's maybe doesn't look on the nails what I expected, I think, if I remember rightly when I swatched this one. But it's still that sort of, it's moving over from the warmth of autumn to the chilliness of winter. And then finally, and again last but not least, we have this lovely little Zoya. This one is called Tyran. I'm not 100% sure how you would pronounce that one, but again, another warm grey to take you over. And like I said, with these sort of creams, it's much easier to do an accent nail. Thinking about it, this might be a nice one to pair with the China Glaze. Or you could even do sort of an accent nail of one of the more Halloween-y, the ones that's still back in the Halloween. I think, yeah, lots of options for these. So that was Zoya's Tyron, and another gorgeous grey. I do love a grey polish. Obviously, if you're looking for brighter things, you may want to verge into sort of maybe even start on like a blue or maybe a burgundy. I did look at some burgundies, but I didn't feel like I was quite ready for that colour yet. So that was my selection of transitional colours going from October to November. I hope you've enjoyed that video. If you have, be sure to leave me a thumbs up and a comment. Let me know if you'd like to see more of this sort of thing. Thanks again for subscribing. Appreciate every single one of you, and please keep clicking on that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye.